You know, a lot of us have done a lot of work for a long time. And when the peace starts to happen, unsolicited, just a state of being, I think sometimes we don't realize it's because we've done a lot of work. Living in the human world, I think that without self-awareness and without the real dedication to healing, that peace is not something that we get to have. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. From what I've seen with humans, we have to become self-aware, and we have to know our triggers, and we have to claim our right to happiness, and we have to address the things that are keeping us from all of that. And usually it's old wounds laying in the subconscious mind, just waiting to be triggered. But after a lot of work, a lot of surrender, a lot of clarity, a lot of claiming our right to self-love, agency, our right for happiness. Without that, we don't get it. And so, sometimes the peace can be overlooked, and we forget that there's been some effort put toward those goodies. And then something will happen. The other day I was in meditation, and an old teacher just came into my consciousness. And the minute that it did, I remembered, and I felt it in my body, my animosity toward him, because he made my life miserable. He was such a dick. He was such a dick. He caused me a lot of pain, so I didn't know that it was sitting there. And so I know that when things like that come into my mind, that's an invitation from my spirit. It was sitting there. My human mind wouldn't have gone back and retrieved it and said, hey, it's time to work on this guy. But spirit has a way of bringing it forward, because spirit's job is all about clearing out the debris that is in the way of my full fruition, my flourishing. So it's a huge gift, really, after you get on board with that. And I'm on board, because I know without it, I will have things in the way. The saboteur will be in the way. The thing that minimizes or negates my flourishing will be there. So I surrender to it, and I surrender to it immediately. And I'm not saying I wasn't a little bit frustrated. I'm not saying that I wasn't, gee, I wish it wasn't there. It was there. Okay, fine. But ultimately, I'm surrendering. So I go into surrender, and I'm like, okay, bubble up, darling. Let's see what you got. And so all that he did and all that he said, and, just it came up. I'm like, okay, there it is. There I am living my response or my reaction to his dickness. Here I am, living in the past, in my body and in my mind. Who was the Vicky Spray that was hurt by him? Who was the Vicky Spray that could be manipulated into an emotion of fear, animosity, and resentment? That Vicky Spray doesn't exist anymore. So I'm living with a Vicky Spray that's living in the past that is not serving me. It's just a little thing. Because it was so long ago, and he's dead. And it's a little thing. Compared to some other stuff, little. And that was one of my first realizations in this process, is that oftentimes in this journey, when we have the big stuff that we're dealing with, the abuse, the neglect, the abandonment, the rejection as children, and the story that we came up with it, We're used to working on that, you know. We're used to, the people I know and the people I work with are working on that. We're clearing that away and replacing it with self-love and self-clarity and self-awareness. It's arduous and painful, but a lot of us are on board. So the little things, when they pop up, are a little surprising and also a little aggravating, but important. And I've run across this in the past in my journey where the little thing doesn't get a lot of attention because it doesn't have the vivacity of the big wound. And so it gets kind of, yeah, whatever. That's it. Because he's come up to my mind before and I wasn't able to turn toward it. But alas, I'm in meditation in a weakened state. So Spirit took advantage of that. I say that half jokingly. But anyway, I turned toward it. I realized that it's a small thing that's been sitting there in my subconscious mind and could easily be triggered by a dick. And there are lots of dicks out there right now. Lots of them. And so I hadn't realized that I was actually being triggered by the meanness and the cruelty and the selfishness of this particular male in my life. So he was influencing me without me even knowing. So, all right, I surrender. It's a little thing that actually has some tentacles into my life right now. What am I going to do about it? I am open and I am willing to release this. That's the first thing. I am open and I am willing to release this. And I can almost feel it in my hands where I release it. I imagine that in my mind. I release this. What is this? The harm that I felt he did to me. What is this? My animosity that he hurt me. What is this? Resentment that I was taken advantage of because I was young and stupid and didn't know better. I release it. I release it. I release it. I release it. And so now it's in my body because I'm releasing it. I am open and I am willing to release this. Any type of residual that is still there, vibrating, wanting my attention and claiming its ownership of territory in my soul, goes away. It has to go away and no longer can reside in my consciousness. I release and let go. And I'm doubling down when I say, the I that I am cannot be hurt by you any longer. The I that I am cannot be hurt by you any longer. And then you can feel that in your body. You can feel the release. And I felt it just now when I did this. I am my own emancipator. I was a prisoner of my own doing because I hadn't gone through the process of releasing my animosity and resentment. I was my own prisoner. I was imprisoning myself. I release myself and I release him. That's how you heal yourself. And it's just, again, I'm going to reiterate the importance of the little things need our attention too because they have tentacles. They have tentacles. And the good things, the goodies, the magnificent things, the grace that has occurred in our life also has tentacles. And as we move along, that power of the goodies has a bigger say-so in our life. It's already happening with, I want to say, millions of human beings doing this work. And we need more healers to help humans do this work. Have I mentioned that about 1,000 times everywhere I talk? We need more healers. Come forward, healers. Okay, I just wanted to give you all an update on my latest victory. Good luck on the journey. You're doing great. I know you are. You wouldn't be listening to this. See ya.